There we go. And it should be streaming now in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yo, yo, yo. We'll start up in about 45 seconds. There we go. Receiving your content. All right. YouTube is up. Sweet, sweet, sweet. What's up, Dub? We're going to go another about 45 seconds. I want to pull up one thing. I want to open with a particular topic that has interested me. There we are. I'm so excited. I'm so psyched for the next game, by the way. How can you not be excited to watch the Suns play the Lakers? I mean, that's just like, it's... And the fact that this is already game 2, and Phoenix, we won't see them again the rest of the year. So think about it. This November 13th, we do not have the Lakers come in town the rest of the year. So if you are like me and didn't go to game 1, and if you are like me and obviously broadcasting Valley of the Suns live tonight, then you will not be at the game, which means you don't get to see Lonzo Ball. Yes, I want to see Lonzo Ball live. I look forward to seeing him live at some point. I do think he's good. But that's the point. You will not, like me, get to see Lonzo Ball play live. So, welcome to Valley of the Suns Live, the weekly edition. It is November 13th, 2017. It is 6:02. We are about 1 hour away from tip-off. I am psyched. It's just, bring on the Lakers. Like last year, I wanted the Suns to go 4-78. I wanted them to win 4 games and lose the other 78. Guarantee us the number 1 pick. We have worst number 3. I just wanted to beat the Lakers 4 times, but it didn't happen, and I don't care. I'm loving our pick with Josh Jackson. More on that in a second. So I do want to open with something. It's a little non-Suns, if you will. It is Suns because it's Eric Bledsoe, but I want to talk about Eric Bledsoe's stats in his first 2 games with the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks are 2-0. Granted, they've got Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is just, as Kevin Durant said, the best player in the league. I'm pretty sure Steph Curry said something similar. So I'm looking at book stats, and okay, he's got, Giannis on the teams, which, as much as we love Booker, is much better than Booker. Oh, by the way, I always need to start. Please heart, please like, please retweet. Tell all your friends real quick. Start texting real quick. As Ted Mosby said, send them a texty text and get them on the show. Get them into joining the conversation. But granted, Eric Bledsoe has Giannis with him, who is admittedly better than Devin Booker right now. He is therefore not quite as counted on in the Milwaukee Bucks offense to score and to lead the way Bledsoe had been. That being said, while he has only scored 13 points and 11 points with the Bucks, his shooting has been just as bad as it always has been in Phoenix. So in his 3 games with the Suns, he went 5 for 18 in the opening night loss. He did go 10 for 18 against LA the last time LA was here, which is a 55.6 field goal percentage. Not bad. He even went 3 for 5 from beyond the arc, which, is obviously not a strong suit. Then his last game with the Suns against the Clippers, he went 1 for 4. Everybody looking back on it, hindsight does believe, I shouldn't say everybody, but I mean a lot of people looking back on it do believe that it's possible that he kind of threw that game a little bit on purpose, that he'd already checked out. He only played 24 minutes, but again, only 4 shots in 24 minutes. I mean, that's just not from a star point guard. Then in his first 2 games with Milwaukee, 6 for 15, and then 11 points on 4 of 12 shooting. He has made 1 of 11 from beyond the arc with the Bucks. He's had 7 assists in his first game, and then 2 against LA. He had 6 turnovers against LA. So just looking at his stats, and granted the Bucks are 2-0. After they were, I believe they were 4-5, if I recall correctly, when they traded for him. So they're now 2-0, and if my mind is correct, and I can double check, they are now 6-5 NBA standings. Eastern Conference. I'm looking for Bucks. The Bucks are, I believe, they're 6-5. Bucks are 6-6. Okay, so they must have been 4-6 when they traded for him. He is obviously an improvement, but is he going to win them that many games? I wonder. And I wonder this for one specific reason. A, I like the guy, but he demanded his way out of Phoenix. His injuries will always be there, absolutely. But he also demanded his way out of Phoenix, and when you do that, I don't root for him anymore. I'm sorry. I mean, I never really rooted for never really rooted for Markieff Morris. Certainly not Marcus. at least by the end, obviously. Um, but you know, Goran Dragic loved the Dragon. I do not root for him anymore. I don't want him to get hurt necessarily. I shouldn't add that caveat. I don't want him to get hurt. I want him to fail. I just do. You want it out of Phoenix? You could help this team. What's the difference? You don't like the way it was going? He is questionable tonight. So I mean that's the thing. Those are all it's the risk that any team in the league took. And you know what? If by in attempting to trade for him, and if he ends up blowing his knee and misses the season, then the Suns got all they were ever going to get in that trade with Greg Monroe. A salary dump and then a highly protected first round pick. And that's exactly. They are dead to me. Exactly. I'm telling you, they are dead to me. I do not support, obviously, the Morai, but I absolutely do not support Bledsoe. I do not support Dragon. Bender, that is. Oh, Goran Dragic, I mean. Not Dragon Bender. I really support Dragon Bender. Hey. What's up? So, I'm just looking at Bledsoe, and yeah, they're 2-0. They're at 500, the Bucks are. But he's got, 24 total points. He is 10 of 27 from the field. He's 1 of 11 from 3. He's only 3 of 5 from free throw line, so he's not even getting the line right now. He's got 6 total rebounds, 9 total assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 9 turnovers. Strangely enough, only 2 personal fouls. I just say strangely because he's played 60 minutes and I have 2 fouls. I mean, that's efficient playing right there. So I'm just saying, I wanted to point that out because we may never see Greg Monroe. It's looking more and more like he will play for the Suns. They might be able to flip Monroe for another asset. Reportedly, yep, this can't be my 100th. I've been doing it for 2 years. He'll get hurt, not worried about Greg. I want to see him play with us. So, yeah, that's the thing. Is it my 100? It can't be 100. How would you find that anyway? I got to go back and count now that you mentioned it. There's no way it's 100. But I should commemorate 50 if I haven't passed that already. Because why not? It's the Suns' 50th season. We should commemorate the 50th episode. It looks like Greg Monroe will eventually play for us, and I am interested in seeing that. I know exactly why the Suns. I mean, we all know exactly why the Suns want to trade him, and they don't need 3 centers. They want to see Alex Len. Yeah, we need a big body inside. It would be cool to see him succeed. For a few weeks or a month or two. If he started averaging 20 and 10 or something ridiculous, I mean, I doubt he would, but let's say what did he average in his peak? I want to say 15 and 12. Let's say he got to 13 and 10. It seems like Tyson Chandler is a team player. If the Suns want to run Greg Monroe out there just to be able to tempt other teams, I think Tyson Chandler would accept it. Alex Len still deserves to play. He deserves to continue to play. But I would like to see Greg Monroe play. Just if nothing more than to be able to tempt another team. And if the Suns could milk, say, 2 second-round picks for him, even if they don't get a first. If you got 2 second-round picks, that's just added. That serves 2 positives, depending on where they are. Let's just say they're mediocre. It's just added bait. If you want to trade for somebody and they say, we want 2 second-round picks. All right, we got a few laying around. And then, of course, you never know if you draft a Euro draft and stash, or obviously it doesn't necessarily have to be European, but a draft and stash somewhere. You never know if that guy turns out to be anything special. I mean, down the line, and I still would have loved to have seen Bojan Bogdanovic. I forget. Let me see. Monroe will probably be here until Alan Williams gets back. That's and that is it was Bogdan. That's a legitimate possibility. Just for 2 reasons. First off, it's going to be a while for Big Sauce to get back. But then also, they might have to wait that long anyway for a team to show any interest and give them the kind of return that they're looking for. All right, so yes, it is Bogdan. I was right the first time. 9.9 points he's currently averaging in 9 games. He's averaging 9.9 points in 23.7 minutes. So actually per 36. Do I have that up? I don't have that up. 9.9. He's shooting 32% from 3. That's not very good. He has yet to miss a free throw. That's interesting. 2.4 boards, 1.4 assists, 1.1 steals. All of that in only 23 minutes. I mean, that's not bad. That's an all-around decent rookie. Let me see if I can get... I'm on NBA.com/stats, by the way. I love Basketball Reference, but for some reason it slows my computer down a little bit. But Bogdan Excuse me, Bogdan. But NBA.com/stats doesn't, and so I love using it. Come on. And all right. So Bogdan, just from 3, just going up the list. He's played 9 games. 1 for 4, 0 for 2, 1 for 1, 1 for 3, 0 for 3, 2 for 2, 1 for 2, 2 for 6, 0 for 2, 1 for 1. Actually, he kind of looks, in terms of his shooting stats, it looks a lot like Dragan Bender. So, boy, if you were on, again, he was shooting 32%. If you were on the Suns with Dragan chucking up threes, we'd miss a lot. We'd have an even worse 3-point shooting percentage. Dragan is admittedly getting better. Yeah, okay, so I'll tell you what. That was a good segue. I didn't see who that was. It was a good segue. How about Marquese Chriss's 5 blocks? They were fantastic, and that's actually the next topic on this list. So Marquese Chriss's defense has been improved. He is definitely showing a lot more. The whole team is showing energy, and I believe actually just coaching alone is helping out a lot with this, just because they didn't look like they were getting any coaching from Earl Watson in terms of defense. It was all talk and no action. And then beyond that, who's Weiner? Me? No, he's terrible. Who's Weiner? Somebody tell me. By the way, please heart, please like, please retweet. I'm also experimenting on Facebook right now. Chris is Weiner. I'm experimenting on Facebook right now. I'm testing it. You won't be able to find it on our site, but I am testing on my personal page because I'm trying to figure out how to get that over. But if this works, we'll be streaming on Facebook here very quickly. Potentially next week. World's better than the summer. Absolutely. He's learned to be a big guy in the NBA. Yes, he is, and that does certainly take time. But, at the same time, I didn't see who said he's a whiner. He is a whiner. And somebody asked me a couple days ago, they're this close. They're this close. Or at least they're that much closer to being a super team. He said he didn't like coming off the bench. He didn't feel comfortable. I don't know what the hell that means. I know that there's a different prep, that you prep differently coming off the bench than you did as a starter, but still, why does that matter? I think the key to Chris' development is his coach told him Draymond Green mode. That would be cool. The Suns do have a lot of great young talent. It'll be very interesting to see how it pans out. Excuse me. But regardless, so he can definitely, and so I don't know if you guys got to listen to, if you're in the Phoenix area, you got to listen to Burns and Gambo today. I literally got to listen for 5 minutes, and I happened to catch a segment about the Suns, so I was excited about that. And Gambo made a good point that I'm going to give him credit because he's the first person that I've heard say it, but I have a feeling others have thought this as well. I hadn't necessarily, but, this was a solid point, and that is that Chris really should just focus. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if the Suns lost tonight. I'm definitely going to get into that because I want to talk Lonzo Ball. But Chris should just focus on defense and almost let his offense kind of just come in second. You're obviously not going to I'm not going to practice offense. I mean, that would suck. He needs to definitely keep practicing his 3-point shot. He's going to be taking a lot of them. He's got to be able to nail at least 35% of those. I mean, it would obviously be ideal if he could be a little bit higher. Even 37, 38 for a career would be spectacular. That's probably way too much to ask from him. But he's got to be able to nail 35, and I should be able to look real quick. Let me see. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to do this over here. Marquese Chris is currently shooting. He's got a knack for rim protection. He does. So he's currently averaging 41.7 from 3. That actually shocks me. 41.7 from 3. I had no idea he was shooting that well so far. How many has he taken? So he is 15 of 36. Wow. Okay, so I had not looked at Marquese Chris's 3-point shooting, admittedly. I hadn't been thinking about it because I was thinking purely the defensive side. Is this Brandon Medina that just joined us? Nice to see you, brother. That is spectacular, the fact that he's shooting 15 of 36. I do know that he made 3 the other night. Let's see. He was 3 of 4. He's made 3 twice. His field goal percentage... Oh, I just looked at his individual stats. Give me a second. His field goal percentage, you are saying 35, is 41.2. So, yeah, it's awfully low. It's crazy. He's got a worse 2-point field goal percentage at 40.8 than he does 3-point percentages, 41.7. Now, I'll say this. He gets in the rim, and he tries... I think his mind works faster than his body. If you know what I mean by that is, he's like, I can make this move, or he has this idea of, I'm going to make this move, I'm going to make this move, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And for a split second, his mind just gets too quick and he loses control because he does not have a finesse touch by the rim yet. And if you guys remember against, I don't recall if it was Orlando. You know what? No, it was Minnesota. I believe it was Minnesota. He went up for a dunk. Yes, he almost super dunks. That's it. He went up for a dunk. Somebody got in his way, and I don't remember who the defensive player was. And he was probably still 5 feet away. And he just throws the ball as absolutely hard as he possibly could towards the hoop. And it flies off the backboard, off the rim, just goes straight up and out to nowhere. And it was an incredibly impressive. I even tweeted about it at that moment. I was like, he just tried to destroy the ball. Yeah, he tried to end that. I forget who it was. I forget who the defense player was. I want to say it was a white guy. I don't know if that helps, if somebody can remember, but I could be wrong. Josh Jackson picks up. He does. And we can talk about that. Here, I'll mention and make a note of that. Josh Jackson shooting. Okay. So he tries to do that. Now, Andy Johnson made a point on the show. It was Taj Gibson. There we go. It was Taj Gibson. He should be the 4th or 5th scoring option. He used to be the bulldog. I love that idea. And you know what? That's a fantastic idea. I might make another. You might have just told me what my next post should be. Equals Marquese Chriss equals Draymond Green. You know, what's funny is that I've been saying that Dragan Bender needs to be the next Draymond Green because he's a better passer. He's a superior passer to Marquese Chriss. And it's obvious that he has a superior understanding. No, we are not certified with the Phoenix Suns. We are certified as an official Suns fan blog, but we are not certified by the Suns. I've been saying that he should be the Dragan Bender should be almost a Draymond Green kind of clone because he's a superior passer. He definitely has a better feel for the game, both on offense and defense. That is obvious than Marquese Chriss. Chriss is still, he's still rough. And to that point, I say that use the negative tough attitude to your advantage. Okay, yes, it's just got to be under control. And that leads back into my point as I see Battlefront 2 and I have in front of me, and I see Luke Skywalker with a green lightsaber. Comes out this Friday for you gamers. I am certifiably something. Is this Young Sun Team's going to be something more at some point? Yes! Oh, yes! It's just not going to be this year. It's just not going to be this year. They might show, they're showing a lot of promise already, but it's just, they're not going to break, say, 500 this year. They're definitely not going to be a playoff team, but I think they are one move, and that post is coming. I think they are one specific move away from taking that jump. And I think it's a completely viable and realistic, but I'm not going to share that because I'm really in love with this idea. So I'm going to turn that into a post. But just imagine, though, so I've been saying that Dragan Bender should be the next, or it should be the next Draymond Green. Marquese Chriss, because he's still too mentally rough. I'm not saying he's mentally incapable. He's just still mentally rough, which just shows in his brain is thinking too fast for his body. Imagine, though, if they both were Draymond Green types. That could serve 2 incredible purposes. The first would be, you've got 2 Draymond Greens. Imagine a second Draymond Green on the Golden State Warriors. They might go 82-0. Now, Chriss would definitely be the more hard-nosed defensive player like Draymond is, but Bender is showing the attributes of still being a very solid defensive player because he can keep his feet in front of him, he keeps his hands in the right spot, he slides well. Guys don't generally get past him. He's not perfect. He's still got a long way to go, but you can see that those skills are slowly developing. And well, thank you very much. And they are getting a lot better than they were last year. Josh Jackson too. I see Josh Jackson more in the Shawn Marion mode. He could definitely be a lockdown defender. If that outside shot starts to fall, not only will that help his game and the Suns' game entirely, but then also that will help in terms of his own game because then defensive players will have to honor that shot more, and if they close in on him at the key, at the arc, we've seen one dribble and he just goes around somebody. So real quick, we're almost 20. We're exactly 20 minutes in now. Please like, please heart, please retweet, please share. You guys are the best. I love you all. Please text. Let people know, hey, join Valley of Suns. We still got another 40 minutes. We're going to take you all the way up to almost tip-off. We're going to take you 7 o'clock. Then I got to go pick up the boy for the babysitter, and then we're sitting down and watching some Suns v. Lakers. So Jackson has impressed me. Yeah, and I should pull that up. Jackson's three-point shot has been much better. Well, his shot in general has been much better than I think most people are thinking. But so the second bit positive about having potentially two Draymond Greens, if you will, and Marquese Chriss and Dragan Bender, if they can develop that way, is trait bait. I think most people thought when the Suns drafted two power forwards back in 2015 that the Suns were going to just pick the better one and then trade the other guy. Well, imagine if they ended up both being at least decently well, play decently well on offense, be an above average or at least, well, I want to say above average because they have the opportunity of being above average 3-point shooters. Obviously, Marquese Chriss is currently shooting 41. So that's, if you're shooting over 41% after 82 games, that's hella impressive. Right now, we're through 14. But still, that is, like I said, I was shocked at that number. I did not see that. And then right now, Dragan Bender's it has load. Load? Boy, it has lowered. Okay, so Josh Jackson, his shooting is absolutely god-awful. He's shooting 27.5 from 3, 39.6 from the field, and he's got a 43 and 52% for the free throw line. He's got a 43.7% effective field goal percent. He's actually shooting barely slightly better than Lonzo Ball. But Josh Jackson's shooting has been awful. I do see that improving, though. And again, if he improves that, let's get this win for the Lakers. Oh, boy, I hope so, Zappy. If he improves that outside shot, that's just he is the next Shawn Marion. I mean, the Suns tried to get Shawn Marion when they signed Josh Childress. I think they might have drafted Shawn Marion 2.0 with Josh Jackson. Again, his shooting right now is awful, and if I recall correctly, Marion's shooting his rookie season was terrible too, and I will look that up in a second. But I will say right now, yeah, Bender is 32.6, which is okay. It's what would that be? 6.1% better than last year. He shot 27.7 last year. He's currently at 32.6. So I'll take that. I'll be in the motor doing the dirty work. Oh yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's the motor, it's the dirty work, and it's the fact that he's not counted on to score. But again, what I always said in terms of Dragan Bender, I don't think he's that great, Daniel, either. We can talk about that in a second too. The reason why I've spoken of Dragan Bender as being a little bit closer to the Draymond Green mold is the fact that he's also a very good passer. He can facilitate an offense. He can keep an offense flowing. Now, right now, he's so set, and granted, the team I'm assuming is putting him in this position. I assume Jay Triano is putting him in this position. But the team, he is so set on setting picks 5 feet beyond the 3-point line, which we've been seeing Tyson Chandler do a lot this year. Watch for that. They're setting picks literally 5 feet beyond the free throw line and then rolling. Well, when Bender rolls, while he can certainly roll all the way to the hoop, he's also at least an effective enough 3-point shooter that while his defender draws off to follow the point guard, if Bender steps back, stays at the 3-point line, that pass can come to him, and he's going to have a wide open three at the around the top of the key every time. Tyson Chandler, though, when he sets those picks 5 feet back, he's got to roll all the way in, and what that does is it clogs the lane for not only anybody cutting, but the point guard in particular. And certainly he can peel off too, but he tends to go for the alley-oop because if he can get behind his defender, then our point guards can easily get those alley-oop passes to the rim for Tyson. Should be a point guard. Daniel, if you'd like, I can retweet that after the show. I wrote a post about that on the 4th of July. He needs to move more without the ball. Yes, I agree. Booker needs to do that too. And that's the key to both the Golden State Warriors and the San Antonio Spurs' offense is how much they move. They constantly move. They're constantly, if you want to look at an offensive set as a organism, if you will, they're constantly reshaping their offensive sets. There's nothing almost consistent. It's almost like the defenders really don't know where they're going to be from second to second. And to be honest, I don't even know if the offensive players do. They just kind of know, like, okay, well, there's somebody over there, whatever it is. I don't know how to break down an offense that well. And that's what the Suns need. They still do a lot of too much standing around. It's a hell of a lot less, than it was under Earl Watson. That offense was all isolation standalone. I should say Earl Watson / or / or whatever / Eric Bledsoe. That's the offense, though, very static. Better, and that's true. Like I said, it's definitely better. it needs to keep improving, though, and we need to still see some more movement. So real quick, Bender is shooting 32.6%. So I wanted to compare Bender to Jackson. Jackson's shooting, I think I said 26% from three. I said Bender. Sean Marion to Josh Jackson. So Jackson's rookie year right now is shooting 26% from three. Yeah, Sean Marion is rookie year in 51 games. Marion shot 18.2% from three. Marion created his own offense. No, well, yeah, sort of created his own offense. I mean, he waited for the offense to come to him. He was never placed in like, you're getting the shot. It was, yeah, exactly. It was the no play offense. But listen to this. Sean Marion's rookie year, he shot 18.2% from three. Now, he didn't shoot many of them. He only shot 22, but still, he was 4 of 22. This is 99-2000, so there still weren't a million threes shot a game. His second year, he averaged 1 shot a game, and he shot 25.6% from three. Well, and I think Josh Jackson's a human poster too. I mean, he's got the energy also. So rookie year, 18.2. Second year, 25.6. His third year, still 2 years before, as always said on things. Yeah, oh, I totally agree. Totally agree. Dudley is the guy to watch because he knows he's not creating an offense by himself. So 18.2% Sean Marion from three. Second year, 25.6. Third year, 2 years before Steve Nash. 3 years before Steve Nash. His three-point shooting suddenly spiked to 38.7. 18.2, 25.6 to 39 point. What did I just say? 39.3 his third year. Sorry, I think I said something but 0.7. So, and then he hovered around 38, 34, 33, 33, and then 31 before he was traded. But I think that's probably what we need to expect from. Thank you. And I think that's probably what we need to expect from all three, Marquese Chriss, Dragan Bender, and Josh Jackson. Although, again, right now, Marquese Chriss is certainly impressive, shooting 41% from beyond the arc. But Marion, and comparing specifically Marion to Josh Jackson, both of them having a little bit of a strange shot, I think it probably will take him a little bit of time to get himself more, probably consistent. It's probably just consistency is what he needs, Josh Jackson, that is, in his three-point shooting. And I will say this. I also want to talk about Lonzo Ball, and we'll do that in a minute. I got another couple topics I want to hit up before I talk about Lonzo. But I think Lonzo Ball is going to be the same way. When you compare Lonzo Ball's stats right now to Jason Kidd, they are almost identical. Now, okay, so two guys can kind of start on a parallel, I don't know how to do this, parallel path, and then one can do this, and this could be Jason Kidd. But it is interesting. Their games are so similar, and through 14, 15 games, they're almost identical. And their games are so similar as it is. It's just Kidd was definitely a much, much better defensive player. But again, Lonzo Ball could get better. Am I happy with Josh Jackson? Hell yeah. But I was calling for Ball. I'm glad from the perspective of we didn't get stuck with LeVar or LaQuisha or what's his name? Oh, shoot. Whatever. Liliana. I don't know what those kids' names are. The other Balls. The one in jail in China. But, yeah. But, I mean, Ball, Lonzo, he's the point guard we need. All right. So I want to talk about, again, going back to the defensive theme. Defensively, it's obviously well noted. And by the way, we are 30 minutes in, so please please retweet, please share. Leangelo, thank you. I know I was never going to get that. Latoya and a son of, Leangelo, yeah. I would have never got there. I totally forgot what his name was. I care that little about the LeVar Ball family, especially now that one of them is a Laker. So I want to talk about Suns defense. It has certainly improved, and we've got some stats to back that up. But I want to point out, and I forget if I tweeted this out. Oh, you know what? I put this in my pregame post, my Suns Lakers pregame post. On the season, remember, Earl Watson only coached the Suns for 3 games. On the season, the Suns still give up 116.2 points per game. 116.2. That would be the most points the franchise, if this were through 82 games, that would be the most points the Suns have given up in a season since 69-70, their second year in the league. Their defense, in terms of points allowed, has been awful. Now, they have allowed under 100 points twice since Jay Triano took over. Yeah, getting better. Woo! They have allowed under 100 points twice, which obviously they didn't in their 3 games with Earl Watson. But they've also scored under 100 3 times. They won one of those against Utah 97-88, but they lost the other 2, and both of those took place during this past 5-day losing streak. So I have to do the math right here. So under Earl Watson, the Suns allowed an average of 132 points per game. Yeah, that would be... No, that can't be right. Hold on a second. 124, 132, 30. Okay, divided by 3. They gave up 128.7. Gave up 128.7. That's okay. We weren't contending for anything this year. Even a small improvement is good. Oh, no. I'm just pointing out a stat is all. So under Earl Watson, they they averaged giving up 129 points per game. Oh, he was amazing. Do you think the Suns win the second game? Lakers, Watson still gets... Oh, that's a good question. And I remember thinking that myself after the Clippers game was if they had won, let's say it was, so the final score is 132 to 130. If the Suns had won 133 to 132, does he get fired? And to be honest, I think the answer is still yes. And it's because those other 2 games were still so bad that, and even if they had won that game against LA, they would have only done so by a point or 2. And so, yeah, I just think by that point, they're against a bad team. And if you look, the Lakers are still a bad team. They are, let's see, currently standings. I want to say Watson's really good. Oh, Watson should have never been, he should have never been given an extension. That was the worst hire in franchise history. They're still 5-8, so they're 1-7. Excuse me, they're 1-7. They are 4-8 when they don't play the Suns. I would, but I wouldn't give up more than a second-round pick. I don't think he's worth it. He's a free agent anyway. You don't necessarily need him. It'd be nice to give him a look, but nah. But yes, I do think Watson still gets fired. Now, let's see if I can do this real quick. 1-4, 1-6, 1-2-0, 1-2, 98, 1-2-6, 128, 110. All right, so that would be 3, 6, 9, 11. So through the Suns are still... what do I keep doing? I keep touching this. I keep doing this wrong. Try it one more time. 1-4, 1-4, 1-6, 2-0, 1-2, 98, 126, 128. All right, so divided by 11. There you go. The Jay Triano Suns, remember, the Earl Watson Suns are giving up 128 points a game. The Jay Triano Suns are still giving up 112, which is, over a season, an improvement over last year. Because last year the team averaged 113 per game. You know what? I can look that up. They're averaging right now, giving up under Jay Triano 112.8. So really, it's about 113, but I'll make them 112.8. And then year by year stats. I want. Hello. Their website is kind of glitching real quick, but I do think it was 113 points a game. So it's about a 1-point improvement over last year in total. But the fact that they're still getting them 116, yeah, 113.3. So they're averaging 0.5 points so far under Triano. They're averaging 0.5 points fewer per game than they did all of last year under Watson. But again, I mean, just imagine they're averaging 112.8 under Triano. The fact that the season average is still 4 points higher because of those first 3 games just blows your mind. Marquise and Dragon, I think they should be backups at best. No, I don't think they're backups at best. Right now they should both be coming off the bench, and I do think Marquise Chris should be coming off the bench as well. To be honest, I would rather Dragon Bender starting than Marquise Chris starting. I'll give Chris this. His shooting is keeping him in the game, and his athleticism is definitely important. But Dragon is a better defender. And you know what? I'd rather Dragon take some more 3-point shots with. Now, okay, so here's the other thing. Is Chris had been starting with Mike James. Dragon is coming off the bench with Ulis. Ulis is a much better distributor. So now it's the other way around since Mike James has been benched and Ulis has been starting. So Marquise Chris will hopefully get some more, some better looks, at least in regards to some alley-oops, because Ulis is obviously not looking to shoot. If we want to just look at more awful shooting, Tyler Ulis, I was just like, if he can't shoot, and I wrote about this early last year, if he can't shoot, he will not be in this league very long, or he's definitely not going to be a starter. He's only shooting 34% from the field. He averaged 42.1 last year, which is low. And I'm talking from the field. This year, from three, he's averaging 11.8. And he's taking as many attempts per game as he attempted last season, which is 1.3. So, I mean, if this kid just can't score, and for some reason, his, again, it's a 6 point, or a point, yeah, it's a 6% drop. And then his 3-point percentage is a 15% drop. For some reason, he's just not getting the easy looks that he had been last year. Because remember, last year was able to just cut to that lane. I mean, he wasn't afraid to score on anybody. Now he only averaged 7.3. TJ is a beast. He's my favorite player. Now remember, he only averaged 17.3 points, but in his last, let's see, hold on, I've got his game to game. How many games is this? In his last 15 games, which all but one he started, he scored 10, 13, 19, 17, 10, 16, 15, 16, 11, 34, 20, 12, 20. Those last 16 games, he averaged 15.8 points and 8.3 assists, plus 1.1 steal. Where is that? Now, he's averaging 38.2 minutes, and if I recall, he was leading the league over that period as a starter. He led the league, and that includes over LeBron James, who perennially leads the league. But holy cow, what is all these notifications suddenly popping up? But regardless, so he averaged 38.2 minutes. This season, he is averaging probably not even half that. Oh, about half that, 20.5. His shooting is just not there. So, I mean, I don't know what's changed. I don't know if defenses are keying in on him a little bit more, but, that he's still distributing. He's averaging just as many assists, 3.7. I think we need to give him that. No, that's true. I'm not like, I'm not making this point to say he needs to, they need to cut the cord, they need to trade. No, I want to see him here. They still have him for one more year, if I'm correct. Let me look at his. Yeah, so they have a team option for next year that's at 1.67. They're gonna pick that up. I mean, there's no reason not to. It's very light. Oh shoot, no. They have it for 2. That's right. They signed him a 4-year contract. So they have him next year at 1.54 million, and then the following year 1.67. They're gonna keep him. I mean, he's gonna be here. Unless he's packaged in a trade, they're certainly not going to trade him as a dump for any reason. So you might as well. He's going to be here. It's just a matter of, is his scoring ever going to come back? Is his shooting ever going to come back? Again, much simpler, smaller defenses, less athletic and stuff. His field goal percentage in college, his sophomore year, his second year as last year, was 43.4%. It was 40% his rookie year. And he got relatively close to that his rookie year in the NBA at 42.1, but his field goal percentage has just dropped like a rock this year. It's now 34 again, 34%. I just don't get it. I don't know what's going on. 8 assists would be fantastic. Again, he's averaging 3.7 right now. Per 36, he's averaging only 6.5, which is 0.7 below what he averaged last year. I don't, and you figure that should be somewhat improved because A, Devin Booker is averaging more points than he averaged last year. B, Earl, we want Rookie of the Month. Oh, yeah, exactly. B, I said Earl, but Eric Bledsoe now isn't there, and so Ulis is going to be counted on a little bit higher, a little bit more. Let's see. Oh, obviously Marquise Chris is a better shooter. And somebody if Josh Jackson, you should be able to alley up to Josh Jackson. Something that you figure that there are more opportunities for his teammates to score, for him to be able to distribute and get them those shots. It's just not happening right now. So I don't know what it is. I certainly hope it improves at 11 to come out tonight and take on Lonzo Ball head to head. Just drop 15 and 10. That'd be sweet. Yeah, TJ is not a 3-point shooter. He's just not. And that if that comes, he'll be able to average 23 points a game, easy. Just because they'll have to honor that shot, and he loves to drive anyway. I mean, he's averaging 18.4 right now, which is his career high. So again, Well, he's not shooting a lot of them. Yeah, so over his last 6 games, he's 0 for 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Oh, so over his last 6 games, he's 0 for 9. He's only made 2 threes on the season. And one of them was against Washington, and the other was against the Lakers. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's got 10 over games from 3. But, to his credit, he's still such an efficient scorer. He's averaging 18.4 points without nailing any threes. And his 3-point shooting percentage is 10.5%. God, this team cannot shoot from 3. But he's shooting 50% from the field. He's shooting 10% from 3, but he's shooting 50% from the field. His 2-point field goal percentage of 53.9 is the second high of his career, behind only his rookie season. And he only started 1 game, which means he was playing against more of the weaker defenses, presumably, versus this year he's playing against the starters. So it's incredible that 3-point percentage isn't draining his percentage that much more. But he's an incredibly efficient scorer. And again, I've been saying this for a year now. He is Cedric Ceballos. I think they will. I don't know if it'll happen this year. And and the other thing is the Suns have talked about, since we shoot so low, we need to shoot more the Mamba mentality. I don't know. Kobe could score. I'll look that up real quick. But they've said 100 times that the Suns have not been able to practice yet under Jay Triano. I believe they've only had 3. Maybe if they had a practice yesterday, they've had literally 4 practices on the year under Triano. On the year, but you know what I mean, under Triano. So Kobe's career 3-point percentage is 32.9, not bad. His career field goal percentage is 44.7, but he was attempting 19.5 a game. So I'll take those if you're pulling it off. The year he led the league with 35.4 points per game in 05-06, he averaged 45 from the field. He was just attempting 27 shots a game. Can you believe that? Somebody in the modern era averaging 27 shot attempts? I gotta find out real quick. What is the peak that Michael Jordan ever attempted in a game? I'm just curious. 27 shot attempts a game. Can you believe that? That's got to be a quarter of that team's shots that year. Where's it? Oops. All right, so MJ, his career high was also 27.8. That was his 3rd year. So that was 86-87. He averaged 37.1 points per game. God, can you imagine that? Imagine if Booker averaged 27 attempts per game. I don't know if I can do this on the fly. We got 17 minutes. You know what? I'll tell you what. I will tweet that out. Devin Booker averaged 27. I don't want to do the math right now because I don't want to bore you guys. 27 attempts. Because I'm curious. I will tweet that out. I'll compare him to Michael Jordan and Kobe. It can't be quite as efficient, but I am very interested. Was Larry Bird ever on the Phoenix Suns? No. Every single game of his career was with Boston. I promise. I've got a note. I'll tweet that out. So I want to talk about 2 other topics. First one, I don't know. No, he never did. He played the Suns a couple times. So AZ Central, when was this? Yesterday, the day before? Look at the date. 13th. Oh, it's today. So AC Central today posted a list of mock drafts. It was kind of the first 2018 mock draft list, and they compiled several of them, and it's new possibilities. So I want to go over. Sports Illustrated has the Suns picking 5th and drafting Mohamed Bamba at center. A lot of people would be happy about that. I always say draft a center first. Always go for the centers. So that would be interesting. My worry about him is that I just wonder if his game will translate to the NBA, but we'll see. I know so little about these guys. Where the Heat picking? Oh, okay. I've got some insight on that in a moment. Let me just go over this, and I've got something I want to talk about that. I've got a new tweet coming out starting tonight. FanRagSports.com has the Suns drafting 6 and taking point guard Colin Sexton. Again, the Suns desperately need a point guard who's a 2-way offensive player. They desperately need a point guard who can both score and distribute. You put prime Kevin Johnson on this team, and they win 45 games, in my opinion. I truly think that he makes this team that much better. Not only is a good defense, when healthy. You know, if he's playing 40 games or 60 games, yeah, the Suns are screwed. But I think the Suns take a big leap up if you put a good defensive player, efficient scorer. KJ wasn't efficient enough, who could also distribute. Those years where he averaged 23 points and, 10, 11, 12 assists. Imagine having that player on the Suns, which is, in all honesty, put, I don't know. Pick your favorite point guard, your favorite point guard in the league. Put them on this team. This team is good. All right, so yeah, take 88-89 Kevin Johnson, second season. He was 22 years old. He averaged 20.4 points, 12.2 assists, 1.7 steals. This team is winning a lot more games. The following year, 22.5 points, 11.4 assists, 1.3 steals. This team is winning a lot of games. 90-91, 22.2 points, 10.1 assists, and 2.1 steals. That team is winning a lot of games. Those Suns teams, now granted, he had the pleasure of Cedric Ceballos, but we got T.J. Warren. Of Jeff Hornacek, but we've got Devin Booker. Tom Chambers, and Tom Chambers is the key. The Suns don't have a Tom Chambers. You would kind of hope that you could just kind of put together enough to give you a Tom Chambers-esque, but they also didn't have a scoring center. Well, those were teams where they had Andrew Lang. They had Andrew Lang. Those Suns teams, they had Mark West. Did they have a third center in those years? So they didn't really have a scoring center. The Suns were able to put, say, Bender and Chris on, both, the front court at times. And obviously Tyson Chandler, who's more of a Mark West type, but I think, a better player even now than Mark West was even in his prime. Alan Williams, if Alan Williams were healthy. Alex Len certainly is better than Mark West was in their prime. I think so, in his prime. So we don't have... He'll be near a triple-double. I just don't think he'll get it. I think he's going to work hard to get one. I think he wants to kind of prove that he can get one against the Suns, even without Eric Bledsoe. But, even Alex Len, the only difference is that the Suns wouldn't have Tom Chambers. However, again, those Tom Chambers teams, they won, let's see if I can remember correctly, 55, 54, 55, and 53 before Barkley. So it was 88, 89 to 91, 92. If I recall correctly, it was 55, 54, 55, and 53 wins. You take Tom Chambers off, but you give us Kevin Johnson, I think we win 45. 40, at least 41. I just think that kind of a point guard with the roster that we have, I think makes that big of a difference. It's 8th seed in the West, but it's a lot more wins against those teams like Orlando that the Suns even now should be winning. They should have beaten the Lakers, that kind of thing. Could Monroe be our Barkley? Not a chance in hell. He could be as fat as Barkley, but he can't be our Barkley. So going back. So that's Bamba. Was Sports Illustrated said, FanRag Sports said the Suns draft 6 and take Colin Sexton. Sporting News says the Suns picking 6th and taking forward Jaren Jackson. He'd be a power forward. They say Chris Stone of Sporting News says, quote, at 6'11", Jaren Jackson has the potential to be a three-point shooting and rim-protecting center that most big men can only dream about. Ooh, but he's going to go 6th. He made 41.6% of his threes on 6.4 attempts per 40 minutes during Nike EYBL. Somebody have to tell me what that acronym stands for. Last summer, Jackson is incredibly talented. Keep an eye on how his minutes he gets this season. They're loaded, blah, blah, blah. All right, so a forward who can play center or, a 6'11" center. That would be interesting. Bleacher Report has the Suns picking 7th. Jeez, how good do they think this team will be? Taking Miles Bridges. He's a lottery lock. And then Fansided. I wonder which site that was. I wonder if that's... I'm curious. Which Fansided? Oh, it's NBA Draft. Oh, okay, it's our NBA Draft page. Fansided has the Suns taking Bamba again, or Bamba at 5. So two of these guys have the Suns taking Bamba at 5. One has us taking Chris Sexton at 6. Another has us taking Jaren Jackson at 6. Somebody else has us taking Miles Bridges at 7. You'll notice one theme there. Every one of those names are freshmen. So don't expect anyone to be good until 2020. Well, the Suns are going to have to draft higher than 5th, 6th, or 7th. It's funny because Arizona Sports has a vote. Who do you want the Phoenix Suns to select in 2018? Marvin Bagley III, DeAndre Ayton, Michael Porter Jr., or someone else? Don't put someone else. Put Luka Doncic. I mean, come on. I'm voting. They only have 242 votes. It's incredible. Valley of the Suns, we get way more votes. Will it let me? It doesn't want to let me. All right. Well, I would say Luka Doncic. But again, the Sun, I'm always pro drafting center first. But you got so many kind of big, stretch the floor bigs. Unless one of those guys, Marvin Bagley, Ayton Porter, Bamba, unless one of them project to be a superior force at power forward or center, I still think in this draft you take a point guard. Even though point guards don't win titles, the Suns just definitely need one. And I know that Doncic is not a traditional point guard, but I don't think the Suns should have a traditional point guard. No, I know. I am always draft center first. I am always draft center first. Always. Point guards, I would never draft high. And certainly, you know, and point guards don't win championships. You know what? I just kind of this year, and again, I got to see, but I'm just kind of really buying into the Doncic hype. This kid is going to be that exceptional. He can score and pass, and that's what the Suns need at point. They need a passing point guard who can also score. They haven't had that yet since Steve Nash, honestly. And I mean, you had that in Dragic, but I mean, Dragic. No, they had it in Dragic. So, okay, we've had him in Dragic. We just haven't had it since. The amount of picks we have, we could possibly move to top 3. Yeah, well, and that's something I've talked about in the past. The Suns can definitely trade up. And that's a definite positive for them to be able to do, is because they do have all those assets to be able to move up. And if they finish 5th and somebody at 3rd is going, hey, I'll take, you know, Bamba, then it's like, all right, we want Doncic. Or if they're 3rd and somebody's like, I'll take Doncic, and the Suns, all right, we want Marvin Bagley, trade up to number 1 or 2. And then give them the Miami pick this year if it goes, or give them the Milwaukee pick, or, you know, help, you know, give up your own pick next year and just pray that you're better. You're really knowledgeable about all this. Nice. Oh, well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I do this for you guys. Valley of the Suns Live is done for you guys. It's a place for me to be able to ramble on for an hour, hopefully interview some people every once in a while. Definitely let you guys have a conversation. I want to hear from you guys. This is for you. It's a blast. I look forward to this every week. I was so unbelievably exhausted today at work, and as soon as I got off, I'm like, Valley of the Suns Live. All right, so the last thing I wanted to talk about is, again, kind of not Suns. It is Lonzo Ball. Somebody asked, and I apologize, I don't recall who it was, but I'm giving you credit, nameless. By the way, hearts, likes, retweet, and share. I love it. Love you all. Will Lonzo Ball record a triple-double tonight? He came 1 assist short of recording a triple-double in Game 2, dropped 29 points on the Suns, although, if you recall, he never had to shoot the ball. He laid it up every time. Eric Bledsoe went, hey, come on in. The lane is yours. Mi casa es su casa. You know, and then he has finally his first triple-double 2 nights ago against Milwaukee in a loss. Smaller than 6 foot, that's true. Triple-double 2 nights ago in Milwaukee in a loss. And then, again, he came this close against the Suns again. He was playing Eric Bledsoe. But, you know, it's just, he can certainly do it. All he needs is 10 points. Tyler Ulis is starting a point guard. I saw the tweeted earlier. I was during this, so I wasn't able to retweet it, but it is Tyler Ulis. But, you know, here's the deal. Lonzo Ball makes our bad Suns shooters. Yeah, exactly. Can he get a quadruple-double? By the way, his career high is 5. So he's in turnovers per game, 2, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, 0, 1, 0, 2, 2, 4, 4. So he's really not turning the ball over that much. Oh, it'd be sick if he was 1 for 20. Lonzo Ball is not turning the ball over that much, and he's averaging, it looks like, well over 30 minutes. It's probably close to 33, 34. Shoot, might even be 35 minutes per game. I see a 39, 37, 38, 33.5. And yet he's not turning the ball over that much at all. But again, so he's just not scoring. He scored in double digits back-to-back games for the first time in his career. That was against the Washington, which is an odd thing to say. Hey, he scored back, you know, double digits scoring in back-to-back games for the first time in his career. That's an odd thing to say, but he did. Scored 10 points against the Wizards in a loss, and then 19 against the Bucks in a loss. And that was the game where he got his triple-double, 19 points, 12 boards, 13 dimes, and 3 steals. Who played 5 minutes? What's 5 minutes? Oh, are we out of here in 5 minutes? We are out of here in 5 minutes. I'm taking up at 7 o'clock. Oh, okay, well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to keep talking about Ball here for a second. But Ball is averaging 31.2 from the field, 31.4 Sorry, Alonzo, I undershot your stat line a little bit. You're averaging about 2/100ths of my Pokemon prediction. Ooh, that would be awesome. Great bold prediction. Do me a favor. Tweet that at Valley of the Suns. As soon as it's over, tweet that my bold prediction. I will retweet that. I promise. You tweet that at me, I will retweet. Make sure that you like tag Valley of the Suns in it though, so I see it. But yeah. Oh, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So I mean, Ball certainly has the propensity to do it, and as was noted, the Suns will throw 2 under 6 foot guards on him. Okay, now here's a question. I have a query. Would you put Devin Booker on Lonzo Ball? I think I would. Devin Booker's proven to be a better defensive player. I'd give him that assignment. I'd give him the challenge. I don't have any idea who your point guards would guard, but you could just work with that. And if somebody, if they get, if Tyler Ulis gets stuck on a point guard, then you just start freaking rotating people as quickly as possible. Not rotating, but, setting picks. But I would seriously give Devin Booker a shot. Why not? It's getting much better. Yeah, Ulis can't guard Ingram, but I think I would rather him guarding Ingram than Ball, because Ball, I mean, look at this. Ball is averaging 9.7 points, 7.46, 6.8 boards. That's a hell of a stat line. For people who want to talk trash about Ball, and I'm all for talking trash about Ball. I can't stand them. That's a hell of a stat line for a rookie 13 games in. Suns should have drafted a point guard. No, Josh Jackson was the perfect pick. I disagree. Personally, I disagree. But back to Booker guarding Ball, if Ulis could take Ingram and then just start double team and switching, if they could come up with a scheme that would work, I think Booker could hold him a little bit. Really, if you can keep Lonzo off the boards, that alone, he wouldn't be able to do that because, all right, so that, I mean, but if you could slow him down, if you could slow the offense down, and you can really get Booker feeling good about his defense, that should help him out on the offensive side. If he's getting pumped because he gets a couple steals, I like Dennis Smith, but yeah, Alex Len, I argue, should be traded. Maybe this gets Pants Ingram. Yeah, Pants, and that's hilarious. Who did that a few years ago? Did like Rasheed Wallace or something? Why do I have this funny feeling somebody tried to depants somebody? Or did Barkley do it in an all-star game? Or something? I feel like somebody was depantsed at some point within the last decade. All right, so we got about 3 minutes left. That's my bold prediction, or my great hope is that. Oh, that's right. J.R. Smith did it. That's right. And then J.R. Smith tried to tie or was it World Peace? Maybe J.R. Smith tried to untie or tie somebody's shoes together, untie their shoes or something like that. Yes, Bledsoe. Yeah, well, Bledsoe, I went through his stats again earlier. He's not doing that great with Milwaukee, and he's missing tonight, somebody said, because of an injury. So, let's see. But we'll take another couple minutes. We've got about 2 or 3 minutes left. Anyone want to, rapid fire? Got any questions, comments, concerns, any bold predictions? If you tweet a bold prediction at Valley of the Suns, I'll retweet it. I will retweet it tonight. Maybe we should make that I should make that a daily tweet. Maybe I'll do that. I'll tweet out what is your bold prediction for tonight and all the good ones. In other words, just nothing obscene, and I'll retweet those. Warren makes a 3. Hey, yeah, we do. We always do. But that, what that means? We're getting famous. Love those hearts. Why do the Pistons have a better future? I don't know if they do. Although I would love... All right, so real quick, Basketball Reference doesn't have anything about Eric Bledsoe, if he's missing. A monster jam by Chris. I mean, it's got to be a monster jam. Warren goes for 30. I like that. Real quick. Eric Bledsoe, Milwaukee. Let's just see if I can find anything. Bucks. Oh, that was 3 days ago. He's active. No, he's active. So, Bledsoe should play for Milwaukee. So, all right, we got about 30 seconds left. Tweet me your bold predictions, and I'll retweet those. And then I'll try to remember for every game, I'll tweet what's your bold prediction. We'll start retweeting those. That's kind of a fun thing. I like that. We might. We'll see. We'll see. Devin Booker should be our starting point guard. I love it. Booker for 40. Lakers winning tonight. Oh, thanks, Tony. Same skill type. Yeah, the Lakers might win. Who knows? But we're still. Nah, Suns will win. All right, so we're now at an hour. Lonzo gets 50. Come on, give me some realistic ones. I will only retweet the realistic ones. How about that? Suns got this. All right, yes, sir. Unless something happens this week, some breaking news. I will see you right back here on Monday. Again, we are always live weekly on Periscope, Twitter, and YouTube, and I'm now experimenting on Facebook. If I can get Facebook to do what I want it to do, we'll be live on Facebook too. That would be fantastic. Marquise Chris, tweet me those. I will retweet them. In fact, as soon as I get off, I'll tweet what is your bullet protection for tonight. Put those in the comment line. So, unless you guys know something I don't, I will see you back here in 1 week. Go Suns. Thank you, Suns fan. I do this for you. I love you all. Thank you very much. Hearts, likes, retweets, shares. Do it all. Do it all. Tell your friends. Text everybody as soon as I get off the phone. Mom, Dad, Brian, your friends, whatever. I don't know who Brian is. Text them and just say, hey, you got to watch Valley of the Suns. Watch the replay on Twitter and Periscope, and then join us next week. Join live. Let's get this thing blowing up. I love it. We do this for you. Let's go Suns. Tip off in about 10 minutes. I will see you.